I got a 30-day money back guarantee. That's how sure I am of how the system works, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, that if you apply, it's not about, okay, I paid for the system. Look, the system is only $700. That's for the license to the system, the whole 7 steps. And you're in the academy and you're learning. It's pre-recorded. It's there. It's breaking down. Step number one, guys. Here we go. Boom. You got 13, 14 minutes of step number one. Step number two, you got another 13, 14, 15, 18 minutes, whatever it was, right?
Okay.
Breaking down what is step number two, how we work it. Step number three, step number four. You got a class. It's a course, right? Well, then for $170 a month, $170 a month, you got me for 90 minutes per week to role play with you. Man, I'm having a problem with this. I'm having a problem with that. Now, what I'll do, now that's not one-on-one. That's a Zoom call with everybody, right?
Okay.
So I have this organized and structured to where we go over different things every single week, right? We may take step number one or step number 5 that day or whatever, and we're hitting it hard, right? And we pull up the scripts, guys. We're going over the script. We're going to role play right now. I need somebody to role play with me. Such and such. Come on, come off mute, role play with me. Let's go. You're hearing it. You hear the tonality. You go, you know what I mean? That's how I do it, right? I've been training for years. I'm about to celebrate 30 years next month, okay?
Oh,
in
nice.
the industry.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. And so what I do is I offer a 30-day money back guarantee, but the stipulation is you got to go through the course. You got to actually work it. You can't just go, okay, I swipe my card.
Put the work in, for sure.
Cool. 2 days later, you know what, man? I want my money back. It don't work that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's specific. You got to go work. And if you work the system and you show proof that you've worked the system, I don't mind giving your money back. That's not a problem.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's going to want their money back because they'll see success.
Exactly. Because the system, it creates leads for you, right? And I know that sounds weird, but and I talked about it. It's you write a policy on somebody, you have to get their primary beneficiary, you have to get their contingent beneficiary. But what most people don't do is, number one, they don't get 2 emergency contacts, which makes 4 people total. Then they don't get the phone numbers. Then they don't call them. So mine's a process, and it's a checklist. So when you're in front of the client, you say, all right, Miss Bailey, looks like we got everything done. Let me pull out my checklist because I'm a very thorough person. Mm-hmm. So I make you learn a script. I make you learn the presentation. The very first part of my presentation goes like this. So, Miss Betty, I'm going to let you know something. I'm not your typical agent. Now, most agents will come in here and talk really, really fast and within 5 minutes asking for a check. That's not how I operate. I'm a very thorough person, and every one of my clients appreciate that. And when I leave here today, you're going to know exactly how your plan works, and all your question answered. Any questions? Is that fair enough? And they go, wow. I said, is that fair enough? They go like, wow. Well, the reason why that's important is a couple of reasons. Everything I do is based on psychology. I just planted a seed in her head that she's buying, and she didn't even realize it. Mm-hmm. Do you know where it was?
Where?
When I said, and when I leave here today, you're going to know exactly how your plan works. That means you bought it.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're going like this. They like, thank you so much. They're like this.
Wow.
Is that fair enough? They go, thank you so much. Like, yeah, because I'm letting them know I'm gonna be thorough. So I'm not in there. See, you're trained. Other agents are trained. New Life is a little bit different, but most agents are trained to get in and get out. So it's always somewhere to start within the system.
Okay.
That's why I built it this way, because I'm like, see, I didn't mind knocking on doors. So some
Same
people
here. I don't mind doing that. Look at
the system go like, because the first step is buy 20 to 30 leads. That's the first step. Okay. And then it says, introduce yourself to 6 people in each neighborhood. Now watch this. You got a mortgage coming up in September. Yeah. If I gave you a script, if I said, take your 20 leads.
$3,700.
Hey, if I said, listen, take your script, take your leads that you have. You just bought 20 leads. Final expense, for example. That lead, those 20 leads are not on the same street. Do you believe that?
Okay.
They're going to be in 20 different neighborhoods.
Okay.
So if I said, Listen, man. Omar, I want you to go out and introduce yourself. I'm gonna give you a script how to introduce yourself. Mm-hmm. I give you, I think it's like 5 people script. These was my top producers earning 100,000 plus. Like like I would say, record what you say to get in the door. You're crushing it. You're killing it. This one lady, all she wanted to do was knock on doors. That's it. She didn't want no lead. Like you just get up in the morning. That's her. I said, well, everybody can't do that. That's not a system. Everybody can't just do that. So we have to incorporate different things that you can do for everybody. But the reason why I knocked on some doors was because when I started with this one company in Final Expense for the first time, I was facing foreclosure. So I had a small window to make something happen.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I went to Omar's house because he wrote this and sent it back to us or responded on TV or whatever it was. But Omar's not at home. What do? I go home and sulk and worry about my mortgage? Or do I look down the street on both sides and go, oh, that's a lady sitting on the porch. Hey, how you doing? And walk over there and talk to her. Yeah. Right? And you know how it is in North Carolina, doors open all the time.
Yep.
Right? So do I go and knock on the door and introduce myself and figure out what to say? Or do I go home and worry about my mortgage? So I went next door. I went down the street or whatever. I was like, okay, somebody's at home, the door closed, but the car in the driveway. I went next door. Boom, hey, how you doing? I used my script. And I said my own thing. I'm a jokester. So I said, hey, hey, how you doing? My name is Eric. I'm with such and such company. Listen, I'm in the neighborhood trying to catch up with, I don't know if you know Omar next door here. Do you know when the best time to catch up with him? He's just a busy person. I can never catch up with this guy. Mm-hmm. Neighbors telling each other.
All the time.
I don't think he gets home to after 6 o'clock. He drives that blue. Oh, you didn't write that down. So after 6, I've been coming at the wrong time. Hold on. He drives that blue Mazda. Okay, got it. I've been coming at the wrong time. Well, listen, if you happen to see me next couple of days in the neighborhood trying to catch up with Omar, please leave the shotgun in the closet. Don't shoot me. It's just little me, and I point to my shirt. It's just little me, the insurance guy. Okay, all right, and they laugh. That breaks the ice. That brings the guard down.
Yeah.
And then I have my brochure hand. I say, look, by the way, this may not be for you, but maybe for somebody else that you know. Do you happen to know anyone between the ages of 0 to 85 years old that may be looking for additional life insurance or final expense plan? I cover anybody regardless of their health, including things like cancer, heart, stroke. You happen to know anybody could be a blessing to? Now, why can I say it that fast? Because I've been doing it for so many years. But it's scripted.
Yeah.
And so now, guess what? If I tell you, here's the script, I want you to practice neighborhood enrollment, right? Out loud as many times as you can, right? And I want you to go introduce yourself to 120 people in the neighborhoods out there. Now, the first question is the family worth it? Is the mortgage worth it? Because if they're worth it, then it's not too hot. It's not too cold. Because I guarantee you this, watch this. What I'm going to tell you that you would make just off that part alone. Okay. Now, let me say this. This is not something for you to do every week of your life for the rest of your life. This is for that first batch of leads, bro.
Bro, you got to get it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
you got to get it.
Because you're like an airplane. You're like an airplane right now. An airplane has 3 destinations: takeoff, leveling off, and then descending. Takeoff, leveling off, and then descending. Which level, which destination burns most of its fuel?
Takeoff.
That's you right now. You're the airplane. So you got to create a lot of activity right now. Not calling uncle and aunt.
Yeah.
Let me give me some leads. Let me get out the house early. Let me go make something happen because I'm the man of the house. I'm the man here. I'm about to make a killing. And Eric said he did it and hit 105,000 his first year doing this. This is just part of it. Just part of it. But let me and I gave this analogy to somebody. 2 analogies I gave to somebody. I said, for those of you that feel like knocking on doors is beneath them, I ain't knocking on no doors. Blah, 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 blah. For those of you that feel like working a Saturday is beneath them, or man, that's my family time. Blah, blah. Okay, do you want to lose your house or go work on a Saturday? Because what you can make in income, if you say for the first 6 months, from now to December, I'm going to work every Saturday. I didn't say you had to work from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm going to go write at least one policy. I'm going to set one BEC up, and go write some policy, write at least one policy, and make me $400 on a Saturday. And then I'm gonna meet my family. We're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna go have our picnic. We're gonna go to the mall. Whatever it is we're gonna do, right? Our family time, right? And I said that, and I said, so since you guys don't want to work on a Saturday, let me explain something to you. At every hospital on the planet, there is a janitor that has to work every Saturday and every Sunday cleaning toilets. They don't close down the toilet systems, the bathrooms on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Someone's cleaning toilets on Christmas morning. I'm picking that job because he cannot make what you can make on a Saturday. Facts. He cannot make what you can make knocking on a few doors the first 30 days of your life in this industry to say, I did it. I'll never be broke because I can always go back to do that if I ever have to. I break things down bite size. So instead of worrying about 120 people, I simply say, just talk to 6 people. Introduce yourself to 6 people in each neighborhood that you're going into. You got 20 leads, which is 20 different neighborhoods. When you talk to 6 people in each neighborhood, how many is that? 120 people that know who Omar is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Now,
I'm tripping because this sounding real easy. I'm waiting for the hook.
There's no hook. So 120 people. Now you're great. You got great personality, right? You go out there and hey, don't shoot me. There's a little meter insurance guy. Hey, boom, 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 boom. You do your thing, right? Out of 120 people you introduce yourself to, how many do you think that you would write? You're saying
120, 20,
I can
30,
I can cover 100. I can cover 0 to 85 years old. I can cover anyone from 0 to 85 years old, regardless of the health. You'd be amazed when people say, wait a minute. Can you cover cancer? Because I'm a cancer survivor. Yes, ma'am. When'd you have cancer? Oh, wow. You survived it? Awesome. High five. That's what I'm talking about. That's a blessing. Yeah, we can cover that. Let's sit down for a couple of while I'm here. Let me wipe my feet off. Let me clean my feet real quick. Let's sit down for a couple of minutes. You can pour some coffee if you want to. We'll sit down and talk for a second. Okay. And now she's like, well, let's talk, right? You're going to get people that's going to say, and I'm speaking from experience, right? You're going to get people that's going to say, wait a minute. Can you cover somebody in a wheelchair? Yeah, I can. My sister's in a wheelchair because she had a leg amputated because of diabetes. And and she lives across town over here. Hold on a second. Let me call her right now. Hey, Debbie, listen, I got this guy here that stopped by my house. And Hey, he said he can cover that. Hey, let's be talking. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? This is Omar. Yes, I was in the neighborhood and just met your sister. And so you're in a wheelchair? Oh yeah, a lot of companies will deny that, but we'll write that all day long. That's not a problem. So what side of town do you live off of? Where you live near? Oh, by the Walmart? That's perfect because I'm actually going to head over that way anyway.
On my way home.
I was going to head my way.
40 miles away. It's on my way home.
Let me get your address real quick. Okay, I'll swing on by there. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, bye-bye. Wow. See what I'm saying? Something's going to happen. Every time you introduce yourself to at least 6 people in the neighborhood, say the right thing, pass out a brochure, don't shoot me, just little mini insurance guy, boom, boom, boom. The lead gets you out the house.
Yeah.
It gets you out in the neighborhood. Going. You got to get the activity going. Omar never may be at home. I may not ever catch up with Omar. I done left sticky notes on the door. He won't answer. He won't return my phone calls. But guess what? I wrote little Miss Betty down 3 doors down and made $400. And I saved that family from a lot of mess and chaos because now they have the funeral planning process. They have the whole thing. And the claim's going to pay out within 24 hours. I took care of Miss Betty down here. Omar never called me back. It's okay.
Okay.
But just watch this though. I'm going to lowball the numbers. I'm going to say you're completely terrible. I mean terrible.
Wow.
At introducing yourself to the neighborhood.
You're terrible. Man, you got that good imagination, huh?
Yeah, terrible. So you introduce yourself to 120 people in your first month off of 20 leads. And you only close 20%.
Okay.
20%. That means you wrote 24 apps in the neighborhood of the lead itself.
Okay.
Your average commission is probably going to be somewhere around $400 on average.
Wow.
So you just made $9,600 in your first month just knocking on a couple of doors using the script. Now, you can either say, man, that's beneath me. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. I'm not knocking on doors. Okay, you throw away $9,600. That's up to you. Now, if you're better than that, then you have a better. You do better than 20%.
Mm.
That's just one step.
Well, the numbers
Well,
don't lie.
if you work the rest of the system, you wrote 24 apps just in the neighborhood of the lead, and you're going to extract 4 BECs from it on every deal. So now you have 96 guaranteed appointments because I teach you how to have the client call using her phone at the kitchen table with you to call that daughter, that son, the sister, and the brother, introduce you over the phone. You take the phone from her, you use my script, and you're setting an appointment with them to go over what. Come on now, bro, I got you. I got you. And guess what? Nobody says no to the appointment. No one says no to the appointment. So now you have 96 guaranteed appointments coming up. And out of that, most brand new agents just getting started closes about 40%. So that's another 38 sales right there. Didn't buy no leads.
96 2 times 18, 19, 2. Good Lord.
So it's 96 guaranteed appointments, and you close about 40%, which is another 30.
Oh no, I was adding the money, 9,600 twice.
Right. So you just made it another $15,000 just off the BECs alone.
Good God.
I'm not done yet. You wrote 24 in the neighborhood. You wrote 30 something. What was it? It was 96 times 40%. So 38 there plus 24 there. So you wrote a total of 62 apps so far and hadn't bought no more leads. Now watch this. So far you've made 15,800 plus the 9,600. So you've made close to $25,000 so far. Mm-hmm. Now you look at the rest of the system and you go, oh, it's asking me, as a part of your funeral planning process, Miss Betty, what church in the area would most like to do the service?
Wow.
So now you're going to have 62 pastors to call. And out of 62 pastors, half of them is going to let you do a workshop. When I give you the script and we role play how to talk to the pastor over the phone, and you get an audio voice, live recorded voice of me talking to a pastor to set up the appointment. Out of those 62 pastors, you got 31 workshops coming up. And on average, when we track this, on average, you're going to write 8 per workshop. Will you ever write 15 and 20? Yes. Will you ever write 2 or 3? Yes. On average, it's been 8. So out of 62 pastors, 31 of them let you do a workshop. Out of 31 workshops times 8 apps, you just wrote another 250 apps, brother.
Okay. Enough said. Enough said.
See how the system works?
Wow.
I'm not done yet. That's just one of those that say, I'm giving you the steps, but I'm not giving you the verbiage to it. You got to get in. I'm telling you that.
I'm in.
See, I don't mind telling
first
people
off, I'm already in. I'm in.
See, I don't mind telling
don't
people
worry
the
about
idea.
That. I'm in. Yeah.
See, what I love is I tell people the idea, but then I back it up with the script. I back it up with. That's why you need the role plan with me.
Process.
Stuff like that.
It's the process.
So watch this. I want you to grab your phone. This is about to blow your mind.
Go ahead.
This is about to blow your mind. What's your wife's name? Lynn.
Lynn.
Hey, Lynn. I know you're gonna watch this later. So I want you to go to your maps on your phone, your little Google Maps or whatever it's called, the maps.
Yep.
And I want you to type in State Farm. And by the time you put FAR, it's going to pop up and say State Farm Insurance, search nearby.
Yep.
All right. Click that. Search nearby.
Okay.
How many was found? It says State Farm, and it's right below that it says how many was found.
46.
46?
Wait,
now look at the first couple
I'm sorry, it's 13.
All right. So look right below on your first one. How many miles away is that from you?
3 miles.
Keep going down. How many miles?
3 miles, 2 miles, 17, 21.
You must live out in the country a little bit.
No.
Okay.
3 miles, 2 miles, 5 miles, 7 miles, 11 miles.
Okay.
2.7, 2.7.
So 13, I'm real close, right?
Yeah.
What if I gave you a script and you call them up, schedule the appointment. First part of the script is that you schedule the appointment. Then you go into the appointment, use the rest of the script, and within a couple of days, they're what you call your denial partners. That they're going to be handing you their deals that they can't write, that they've already denied. Because guess what?
Oh, just State
Those
Farm?
guys, State Farm, Farm Bureau.
Oh, so any of them?
Yeah. PNC agencies.
Oh, that's great.
They can't write somebody if they've had cancer in the last 10 years, it's denied.
All right, so what's the hook? Because everything you're telling me to do isn't something that I can't do. It's easy stuff. I mean, everything is the only barrier I see is going to be my own mental barriers.
That's it.
I mean, I got 12 years of going through mental barriers.
Right.
You know, that's nothing. I control my mind. My mind doesn't control me. So, okay. I mean, I don't know how many steps you went through. I'm still stuck on the first one. Is that okay? All right. So,
but
that's crazy.
Just that right there alone. Have I showed you the money?
Yeah, for sure.
The money's there, right? Now
for
all you gotta do is plug into it and go do it. That's
go get it.
Is structure yourself to say, I'm going out there to do it. What I try to get people to do is in that first week, let's go out and try to conquer at least 10 denial partners. Because if out of 10 of them, if 5 of them give you 2 apiece, see my point? You just wrote 10 times $400 average commission, you just made $4,000. So it is a complete system, man. It's if you do everything in that system, you'll earn your first, you get to your first $500,000 in less time. You should be able to do it in less time than I did. It took me 5 years. I think it was in my fifth year I hit $500,000. So you can do it. I want to make sure that you get the success that you deserve. Wow. And I want you to see this thing for real. So you got a very supportive wife. I love it.
I've never, even in my 12 years in the Marine Corps, I didn't want to be a company commander. I wanted to be I just wanted to be a platoon leader, and that's what I became because I'm an executor. I know who I am. I'm an executor. You give me a plan, and I can show you 10 ways to make it happen, and I'm gonna make it happen one way or the other. So you just got a superstar, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. I mean it sincerely, and everything else is gonna be. I'm just gonna have to let my work speak for itself. But yeah, oh yeah, you're gonna have another story to tell.
Let's go.
I mean that.
Let's go.
I mean that.
Hey, I'm always looking for testimony, man. Let's go. Let's make it happen.